Hello folks, this is HexagonalSpy. The spy will come to you live for a belated announcement. So it's been like 3 days since the Thanksgiving has occurred, so I know this has been a little bit of late of a big deal here and among another announcement I wanted to make on the brief view, since I'm going to be saying it out plainly. But first, I wanted to get down with the recent announcement I wanted to make here. So first off, happy Thanksgiving to you guys. You guys are still hanging in there, hanging in your cozy homes, hanging in on still making contacts with some of the people, still be able to how to make a living with this damn fires that's currently plaguing the world. I hope you are, and I hope you're still alive and kicking, because now I have not have viable information on concrete evidence yet, but I do hear from a reliable source that we may have an answer of the solution of this bloody misery that we're in this world. But it will only happen until after Christmas. Like I said, I don't exactly have viable proof of information of concrete evidence, but a solution might happen after Christmas. But right now, I want to talk about Thanksgiving right now. Now, want to remind you guys that Thanksgiving is I wanted to be able to refresh my head about this. It's been a while, so hold on. Here it is. Thanksgiving Day is one of the natural holidays that we must celebrate on various dates in the United States, Canada, Brazil, Grenada, Saint Lucia, and Liberia. It began as a day of giving thanks and sacrifice for the blessing of the harvest and of the preceding years. Similarly, of name festival holidays occur in Germany and Japan, but it mostly happens yes. Thanksgiving is a reminder of how days can be of a prayer and such blessings as a safe journeys, military victories, or abundant harvest. Americans modeled this holiday on a year of 1621 harvest feast shared in between the English colonies, which is probably the immigrants, which is very important. And yes, immigrants are important. Get that in that skull of yours, you haters. So and then the Wagwama Punjab, can't pronounce that word. Canadians trace their earliest Thanksgivings to the year of 1578, when a Martin Frostbeister led a expedition to celebrate for safe passage. And yeah. So right now, it's mostly about when you are gathered with either your friends or your families to be able to celebrate Thanksgiving as a something that you be able to get joy and happiness as a reminder of a better prayers or a better blessings for a new tomorrow, for better futures, for not just for yourself but for your friends or for your families, most importantly your country. Yeah. or or maybe their prayers meant also means for a some loved ones that couldn't be here. Yeah. So it's mostly about how the immigrants were can be involved in Thanksgiving, and it's something that you guys need to take into account about, and how it's very important that you need to realize on how important that the immigrants can be, and how important they are a part of the United States of America. So I hope you guys can believe on that point, as I'm sure that some of you, or most likely half of you, have disagreements on many things. Like, which, see, yeah, true story. Oh, here's something that you guys need to be reminded of how things were back in the day when Thanksgiving was the day of many things, quite popular, still is that the Native Americans do not celebrate on the arrival of the Pilgrims at the time, and the other European settlers, because to them Thanksgiving is kind of kind of unpleasant things to what happened to their own people, and for claims of many deeds. But yeah. But things have changed back then as the people are changing their ways about Thanksgiving, and because of it, yeah. So it's very important that you guys need to understand that the immigrants are very important, and that they are much of a part of America as we are to this country, and whether you guys know it or not. So you guys need to be on a daily reminder on that subject while you're thinking on that point. And well, that's pretty much about all I got to say about Thanksgiving, other than the fact that how was my Thanksgiving? Oh yeah, my Thanksgiving was pretty good. Most of my family has arrived. We did not have turkey, but we did had cake. Yes, we did have cake, and many people many of my family had been pretty good. Had a great time there, my father included. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty. We didn't exactly do much around in Thanksgiving, other than the fact that we've been having a joyful time of happiness, and to pray for a new beginning for a better tomorrow. So yeah, and then yeah, that's pretty much about all I can say about Thanksgiving, other than the fact that I hope that you guys are having a great Thanksgiving on wherever you guys are at, and hope you guys are still finding the COVID. And to remind you guys to not give up on for a better future without COVID virus. Because, like I said, I do not have evidence of proof, but I did hear from a reliable source that a solution will come. It's just not until after Christmas, after this year, after this hellish year. So, yes, it's going to take some time, but it will happen. But like I said, I don't exactly have evidence to prove, as you guys probably will need evidence on that point, which I do not have to show you, but you can only take my word for it. So right now, there's another thing I need to discuss with you guys about what occurred before Thanksgiving. Now, I never wanted to be able to say this in the video about how my feelings were on the subject on what's going on in this country before the virus came to be, and about how the election between Hillary and Trump ended up as, because many of the people supported the guy but never care for the fact of what type of person he is, only because he's a great businessman. What type of great businessman he's supposed to be anyway? Like, yeah. And I can already tell what's going on in your heads, that of what you're thinking now. Yes, I do not like Donald Trump, whatever the hell it is, because for one of many things, that is a long list that I do not wish to write it off in that long list, other than because if I do, you'd be pissed off that I'm pretty sure you already have. So right now, I'm only going to be telling you upon one thing and one small fact. He may be a guy, you may support him, you may like him, he might be a great guy that is not shown in the public's views or anything of the sort, but in the public's view of what he has displayed for the past months and the time he spent as a president for the past couple of years has been hell before the virus came to this country. I know what you guys are thinking. No, that's not exactly true. No, Donald Trump is the best. No, Trump is a great president. Exactly how is he a great president? What exactly makes him great? What exactly makes this guy so bloody important? What makes him him? Now, I know he might have a story that how he came to rise to power, but I'm going to be saying to you as plainly, as nice as I can already make it out to you. The guy's the devil. He doesn't have a heart, and he's not a great president. There, I said it. And the only reason that I never pointed this out to this before is because I don't judge people by their actions too harshly, other than only to witness of the actions he has done in this country. For too long, I have been waiting patiently and stayed silent. For too long, I have not wanted to say anything because I thought it may be just for show. I thought it may be because that he has his own different ways how he does things as president. I didn't say nothing about it, but through the unspeakable things that I heard from my mother, from my second stepfather, from from my grandparents even, the good folk, people who loved as family, even my own father, had all pointed all out upon one subject. Donald Trump is unworthy to be president. 3 things that he's worse of: worse as a person, worse as a businessman, probably not as worse businessman, but yeah, and worse as a president. Because here's the thing of what I honestly thought at the time, back at, what was the year of when he was elected? Like 2015 maybe, or maybe 2016 he was elected. When during the election run, I thought Hillary would be able to win. Everyone thought she would win. Alright, everyone. And all of a sudden that the drop board of numbers switch over to Trump's side. I find that suspicious. At first, of course, as a decent person, I thought it may have been the people who spoken. But the knowledge that I have learned from my mother is that Trump may have and been coerced with a rival country that has gave him power. So the basically thing what I'm trying to say, as simply as I want to put it out, is that Trump cheated that election. All right, that's the nicest thing I'm going to have to say on that subject. Oh, and another thing that you guys need to know about is that he pisses upon the democracy, on what made the foundation of this country. It pisses upon the fact of allowing people who, that might be the gay people, that might be gay too, men like men or female like female. He pisses upon that. Oh, and one more thing that he did cause something that I've mentioned to my father before, is that he and his actions and his hatred, through the tone of his voice, of his speaking in elections, of his speeches, has caused a revolution of the black people, and says black lives do not matter. And I say, hell no. Black lives do matter. Yes, I said it. Because another thing that makes another country to be great, take a look at our American heroes list. Half of those heroes were black people, and we wouldn't be able to win the war against the Nazis if it weren't for those people. The history of the people that gave their lives for this country was made possible, was able to make our country great. And Trump, this guy, like I said before, I didn't want to say this out into the public before because I wasn't going to speak about it. I didn't even want to vote. Yeah, I didn't even want to vote when he and Biden, who is a good man, who is also Obama's advisor. No, and the fact remains is that hold on, yeah, okay, is that when I heard about the election run that's been going on again, this time with Biden and Trump, I didn't want to vote. I didn't want to vote because too many people I've been hearing about saying that Trump would win because Trump is great. Trump is a better businessman. Trump is what gets this country back on his feet. He drives this country to the ground. The ground. And I didn't want to vote because I knew where the wind is blowing. I didn't want to vote. But my mother, she had me to vote because on her side of the fence, many people did not like Trump from her perspective. Many of her friends do not like Trump. And many people that, now for one thing, I do believe that her friends do not like Trump, but it's not a matter of who's the best president and who's best to run this country. It's a matter of what the people say. It's a matter of a democracy. It's a matter of what the people say in this. It's why democracy has made this country great. It's why this country is stand unitable. Before this whole thing had gone to shit. I voted reluctantly because, and I might as well tell you who I voted. And you guessed it, Biden. Because for one thing, I've heard about one of his speeches, and I was moved. I was moved by Biden's speeches because he's absolute right. I didn't want to vote, and yet I should have voted. And why I didn't vote? Fear. Fear about what's about to happen. Fear is about what's about to be happening. And the reason why is because of what's going on in this world with this damn virus and the fact I've lost a friend to this virus and almost lost two of my stepfathers to this damn virus. Almost. And yet they pulled through. They pulled through. Not many people do that. I'm pretty sure there have been, but not people have been doing that. And yet the new rise of the virus is happening. Listen. Whether or not you believe Trump is great or not is irrelevant. As it stands, Trump stands as a tyrant, not a president in my eyes. That's just my opinion. My opinion of vote, it goes to Biden because that's how because Biden is would be a better president. He couldn't be able to join the election and the last time because of family problems, but now he's doing this because he stands up. He stands up for this country and for what is right and what made this country great. Democracy matters. And also because Trump is a bully. And I hate bullies. I eat them for breakfast. I didn't have bullies back in my school, back in my time, but if I did, that's what would be happening to them. And the fact that there's going to be a second election going on because of one subject. Trump is scared. He's scared. He knows it. He knows it. He's scared. He knows it. Because of one thing. Normally, usually, of all history of all time, there shouldn't be happening on the same second election with the same two people. He's trying to pull strings to get out of this situation he's got himself into. And also, he hasn't exactly been paying his rent he's been siphoning up the money as while he stays in charge as president. Okay? And once the presidency has been taken off him, bye-bye Trump. Look, I know you guys are probably steaming about this, but I'm not sorry. And you should not be angry about the things I say, because the things I speak of is honest. The things I speak of is truth. The things I speak of is the absolute truth. Human freedom is the right of all sentient beings, is what Optimus Prime from the Transformers used to say. And it's the same thing what needs to be happening here. So I didn't want to vote, but I should have voted because it's the right thing to do. I was able to. The only reason I'm saying all this to you guys now, is because Biden's winning. No, not just Biden. The people have spoken is winning. The people who that has been moved by his words, that sees the truth in his words, that sees the truth and being reminded of what made our country the foundation of what has been built upon. Democracy, black people, immigrants. And for the right of all people. So look, I know it's hard that most of you are having a hard time believing this. But I can make that decision for you. If you do not want to agree with it, if you want to unsubscribe this channel, that's fine. That's absolute fine. Because if you do not like the words what I speak about and wants to unsubscribe because of that, okay. Because I'm not sorry. It needed to be said. It has to be said. Because you guys need to hear this. You need to hear the words I speak about. What this country, what is lacking, what is not hearing, needs to hear, needs to see. Now, I wasn't sure at the time that I should be putting all hopes and faiths. And I didn't know at the time that I should, because after Trump won the election against Hillary, became president, I lost my faith in that system because it was hacked. No one should be above the law. No one should be above the country's law. No, not even a president. Not Trump even. And it took my mother, the people, and Biden to remind me and to see this. So, I can't tell you what to do. I can't help you to change your minds about things. But whatever you do, and whatever you decide on my personal opinion, vote and support Biden. He's what this country needs. We're not at war. This country has been through enough, as the world is currently going through what's really happening. So I hope you're hearing this, and I hope that you make the right decision. Oh, and now that's over with, I'm going to be working on the reason why I haven't exactly been posting new videos in a while yet is I'm working something special for you guys. So I hope that you guys will stick around for it, because I can't tell you when it will be happening because I'm working on something. But when I do post it up, you'll be amazed. Like, unlike the past videos I've been able to post, this one's going to be in history books. Now, I believe it's time to be ending this announcement. I will speak to you guys later on, and hope you guys will be wash your hands for like with soap, 20 seconds, 24/7 tops, and hope you to be able to make a right decision, and to be able to follow your own path, and hope is the correct one in your own choosing. And remember, freedom and protection is the right of all sentient and human American and all beings. HexagonalSpy, the Spy, sign off for now.